what's this? Oh, this is pretty cool. Ooh, 300 guys in an... Oh, brilliant. Nice. Wait, did that say space... Guys! Someone's done a thing. Block, what are you doing? This has to be some black magic at this point. Welcome to Star Wars Space Battles within Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord. Our good friend Block a few days ago uploaded Bannerlord Epic Space Battle Spacecrafts Space Fleet AI. This guy, by the way, please subscribe to him. He is a genius. At this point, I wonder if there's anything that this guy can't do. Recently releasing some X-Wing gameplay in a new mod or kind of edit for Bannerlord. I don't know. This guy is refusing to call it a mod, I guess, because he's not really releasing it as anything. He's almost just testing his skills or showing off how good he is at making this kind of thing. Every spacecraft in this, by the way, has their own AI. They have their own targeting system, so they can kill you very easily. It looks like it's going to be a bit of a difficult duel, and that's probably going to be something that's going to have to be heavily edited and balanced, because there's always a problem when you're editing AI within Bannerlord. When you make it too strong, they can just one-shot you. By the way, look at the moon. I'm not sure how realistic to Star Wars that is, but hey, it's the moon. There's so many X-Wings and there's other ships there that are a little bit too blurry to figure out what they actually are, but imagine putting this in the Separatist Crisis mod. You know, that Star Wars mod that is coming along so incredibly well. Block, Separatist Crisis. You guys should have a bit of a chat. I think you guys would probably get on pretty well. Each spaceship contains a 5-man crew. Once a spaceship is shot down or blown up, of course, they all die. This explains the absolute insanity of the kill feed within this video. You'll see every time that someone goes down, it just fills up the side of the screen. Maybe that's something that could be tweaked in the future, because it could get a little bit insane when it gets to large-scale battles. But also, have you noticed the motherships? It's not just these smaller spaceships shooting each other. There are a lot of lasers, by the way. That's a tiny bit distracting. But there are also motherships, and it just reminds me of Star Wars Battlefront 2 space battles. This looks more similar than I think most people would realize to those kind of battles, mostly because at this point, Bannerlord's graphics are a little bit outdated. Never would I have thought I would see space battles within the game itself. There's a completely new control system as well, being able to shoot lasers with left click, but also rotate the ship. The ships speed up, moving forwards, back, left, and right as you'd expect, but there are some speed limits, of course, to spacecraft just to make it a little bit more balanced. There are different spacecrafts as well. As we see, we have the X-Wing, or we have the ones that are being fought against that don't initially have a name, but they're a bit slower but powerful lasers, meaning that in the future we're going to be able to see a lot of variation between what we can get with troops, could you call them, or spacecraft that can be recruited on the battlefield, maybe created in space hangars within the overall grand strategy map that Bannerlord has. There is custom UI to show the speed, the spaceships, and protection. Protection is essentially the spaceship's health, or it could be seen as its shield. You can see this in the top left. It also shows the number of enemy battleships and ally battleships. Now, whilst this is probably just a UI thing to help Block work out what's going on in the battlefield, it could be introduced in some way with spaceships having enemy scanners to find out how many enemy crafts are on the battlefield. Overall, apparently this took about 5 days to complete, which is mental. However, is it that surprising? A few days ago, we saw the Viking raid, landing crafts with Viking longships, all the AI doing their own thing and actually working together in order to accomplish a set goal of a full beach landing. So seeing that implemented with a different time era and period and within Star Wars and spacecraft, it's not all that surprising. I mean, this is the same guy that's added Assassin's Creed to Bannerlord. Look at this. Climbing the walls, going in and assassinating. This guy's sneaking into this castle, and he goes later to assassinate the guy. But I might make a separate video on that, because this is also just as mind-blowing as everything else we have seen here. I think the main thing, and the reason that I want to show off this kind of work from a lot of Bannerlord mod developers, isn't necessarily the direct response to what we can see here, but it's the implications of the future, how much this could be used and evolved. I mean, I've already taken into account the fact that we have a Bannerlord Separatist Crisis mod. They're working with different mod developers, and there's no reason why they couldn't be and join forces with this Block guy. Maybe that's already happened, who knows. But that Separatist Crisis Star Wars mod for Bannerlord is already doing this with other stuff. As mentioned, they're working with the co-op mod, trying to make Separatist Crisis the first full cooperative campaign map for Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord within a modification itself. And this collaborative project between modders in Mount and Blade is why I love this community so much. Look, it isn't perfect, but I think Mount and Blade has built a community of complete creatives. People that just want to make stuff for pure passion. And that's what modding does. It doesn't bring out the greed and the hunger because there is no money in it. Okay, some modders have set up patrons to help support their lives while they get these mods out, and that's fair enough. People can choose to donate to that what they want. But these are all free. There is no paywall to actually downloading things like Eagle Rising or Separatist Crisis. They're just done out of pure passion. I mean, I'm working on a video about the Mountain Musket mod. That team has got maybe over 30 people working on it at the moment, pretty much all working for free as far as I'm aware. And they're making one of the most polished mods that I've ever seen, on par with something like the Warband and Napoleonic Wars DLC, all for free. Volunteers coming together to create something fantastic. And yes, whilst we do have separate things like Block, who's working on his own mostly, and Best Mods, who's also doing a similar thing, I think they are working with these mod developers to create something bigger and better than anything that they can do alone. And I think it is absolutely fantastic. Additionally, the sound design for this is actually pretty good. I don't know where he's got it, whether he's made it himself or just used some samples from Star Wars, but it's pretty nice. Now, I will turn the volume up for a second, but I don't know if the music in the background is royalty free, so I don't want to leave it up for too long just in case I get copyright striked. But just so you can hear the blasters within this mod. Doesn't that just sound so authentic? I feel like that is taken straight from Star Wars, and it's probably just a sample made, but my God, even in a small showcase like this, the attention to detail put into even just the sound design is next level. And of course, we see meteors flying in the background. It doesn't look like they do much damage to ships at the moment, but of course, that could also be a factor, having to dodge and move around meteors and asteroids as you're fighting within these dogfights in this Star Wars-esque inspired universe. But hey, modders have come such a long way, even without full modding tools from Bannerlord. And while some say it is on tails to bring out modding tools, I think they are very much focused on trying to get the base game up to the standard that they want it. I mean, we're still in early access at the moment, and it can be frustrating for a lot of fans that are waiting for these mods and a lot of the mod developers themselves. But unfortunately, there's not much we can do until Tailwars decide that they want to release full modding tools. But please, go subscribe to Block if you haven't already. Put your notifications on because he is releasing so much and it is so fantastic to see. I can't wait to see what comes with the future. But in the meantime, I think I'm going to go and play some Eagle Rising. I want to kill some barbarians. Mom, where are you keeping the legionaries? Get them out. We're going to go and find Vercingetorix. Let's kill him. Over the hill, though, comes the hoplites, doing their thing, slicing and dicing. They are the stronger and the better trained force. Hannibal would be proud. I can't wait to be able to replicate some stuff from the Punic Wars, the first and second Punic Wars. It will be a lot of fun, making massive battles. Of course, this is a smaller skirmish battle, but hey-ho.